Hello and welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope your week went well. Ours did. Had some great guests come on this week, so I'm very excited. Have a great guest come on today. So hopefully he gets through. We have a great show. He's promoting his new book series. So very excited and waiting for him, okay? So hope you had an all great week. Let me ask you before we get started, how is your bracket going? How's that NCAA bracket going? Well, this happened 3 years in a row. My first day of the bracket NCAA, I'm always out. 2 games in, I'm out. That's me. Even all the sports I know, I never get that right. I don't know how people do it. But hey, that's me. I enjoy. We're having a good time, though. People we work with, and then we're all kind of looking to see. I did pick Duke to get to the championship game, right? So that's still going well. Plus, they have a big game coming up. Okay, so how y'all doing? Let me know. Okay. So again, it's Friday. Great. Temperatures here in Tempe, Arizona is going back down. It's been 90s all week already. So going down to the 80s, we're all happy. We're all happy. We can wear our sweatshirt again for maybe a couple more days before we put them away for another year. Okay, so waiting for our special guest. He's calling in from British Columbia, Vancouver. He's written many articles. In fact, he's written articles for a magazine on gardening. Imagine that. How creative you got to be to write about gardening for 10 years. That's great. So hopefully he calls in and they're going to go through. Otherwise, we have to go to plan B, okay? Stuff happens. Things happen. So again, we're not going to get bad at him if he can't get through. But we wish he could, okay? So again, talk to me about your brackets. How's it going? And I'd like to mention again to everybody that we hit our 1,000th download this week. So thank you for everybody for listening and doing that, downloading. And when you're doing podcasts, it's not just a live listeners. That's very good to have a live listener, but downloads. That's what the sponsors are looking for, download. So keep on downloading, guys. And the reason why that happens with this show is we can have great guests come in, great topics, promoting their books. So again, we're going to keep on doing it, get your great guests, and we'll go from there, So we're very excited. Thank you, Podbean, for doing great things for us, with us. They're great if we have a tech problem, they can handle it real fast. So we're very happy with that. Okay, so we promote Podbean because they've been as of the first month they were getting used to it. After that, but we're real happy. Okay, when I go through online doing my research, doing my stuff, I see Podbean ads pop up, and that's a great thing. So that means not only I see it, but everybody sees it. So what's happening now is when I say, hey, we do our show via the Podbean app, people are familiar. People are familiar. All right, very good. Our guest just popped in. So our guest, Peter, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna introduce you properly so you sound good. So just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna introduce you properly. Our special guest, he got through, so we're very excited. He has written for Nouveau and other magazines in British Columbia, like I mentioned earlier. He has written for 10 years monthly garden column in Vancouver. So how creative you got to be for writing about gardening for 10 years? So we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's welcome to our show our special guest today, Peter Gribble. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Hollis. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, sir. Appreciate you being patient and getting through. We love it, okay? We love our folks from Canada, and we just enjoy you coming in and joining us, okay? So before we get with the questions, please tell us more about yourself and some more about your new book.
Okay. I've been writing for many years. I wrote 1 or 2 little novels that never saw the light of day. But when I started this one, I knew the moment I started that, this has to get published. And it sort of, it was the decision of the book more than the decision of me to just say, okay, this is going to get out there.
Peter, you say it had to get published. What was a moment? What was a while? Because again, I've talked to a lot of people who've written things, got put it on a shelf. This spoke to you. This sit there and said, "This is getting it out there." What was a moment that you said, "We got to get this out there"?
It was actually the premise, which was how does a pacifist, non-violent city-state do to prepare for a barbarian invasion coming in 6 months? And the premise just said, "Wow, okay, this is new, especially from a fantasy novel point of view. Usually
Yeah.
there are battles and evil lords and all this sort of stuff, but this struck me as being more cogent, more to the point." And it came from an
Very good.
experience I had when I was a boy about 9 years old. And it sort of eaten away at me for many,
You know,
many
Peter,
years.
I'm getting some static, so I'm not sure if it's my end or your end, but just kind of check yourself. I'm checking myself.
Okay,
So we want to hear you. We want to hear you clearly. So yeah, so we have a little static there.
okay,
So as I talk, let's kind of check here and see if it goes well, okay?
okay.
But good. All right, everything's good. You got that wow moment. You wrote the book. You said it had to get out there, and I appreciate that, okay? So can you take us back to the morning when you were 9 years old, standing in Normandy War Memorial? Talk about that. Bring us back. Kind of give us more history about that. You're 9 years old at the Normandy War Memorial.
Yeah. Well, my dad had been transferred to NATO. We moved to France. We went to international French school for NATO kids, diplomatic corps. But on the first day, my mom said, "There is a war. Germany lost. You're not to talk about it."
Mm.
Oh, okay. And there were different kids there and Dutch kids there and that sort of stuff. And so it was never explained or described. And so in the second summer that we were there, we went to Normandy because I'm pretty sure my parents lost friends. But, and I found myself standing in this immense arena of thousands of little white crosses going to the horizon. And I was stunned, just stunned. And my mom was trying to exercise my poor math skills by saying, as we stood in front of various crosses, how old was this one when he died? And first numbers always end in 1940, 1945, 40, all that sort of stuff. And then we took another cross, and she said, "How old was this one?" And this one ended in 1917, and he was born in 1890 something like that. And I said, "Mommy, the numbers are wrong." And she said, "That's because he died in the First World War." I was stunned into silence. I thought, 2 more wars in the same place? And then we got the plaza in the car and we drove off to Vimy Ridge, which is a very important war memorial site, especially for Canadians. Thousands of Canadians died there trying to defend the Captain's Ridge, and they refused to get out of the car. I just knew somehow deep down that this was wrong. The waste of human life over land just seemed to be unconscionable. And so that whole notion just sat with me for many, many years. When I came back to Canada, I read
Yeah.
about the pacifist movement of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King, and I thought, wow, okay, that's certainly an approach. But there were critics, and they had very good points too. How would the pacifist approach fare against Nazi Germany, which found as Gulag, or Mao Zedong's Cultural Revolution? So I have provisional sympathy for the pacifistic approach, but there has to be more. So that was the initial premise for City of the Magicians, part, which is
Outstanding. Hey, Peter,
sorry.
we got a call in from a guest, so hold on one second so we can get him in line.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Hello, caller, you there? Okay, we lost him. It's okay. Again, what I want you to do, though, I want you to check because again, we got some static, so you go in and out. I want to hear that wonderful conversation that we're having. But again, your parents. So it must have been so hard for your mom to kind of introduce you to that as a 9-year-old and stuff like that. So it seems like she did a great job of kind of making it easier for you. Because I don't know if me as an adult to be around people who are passed away, it still shakes me up right now. So she did a great job of just kind of introducing to people. Yeah, a lot of these people died and all these gravestones. You think about that? You ever talk about that and how she did that?
No, it was just a part and parcel of something you didn't discuss, except
Okay.
this peculiar, incredible inarticulate certainty that I had this. My goodness, they didn't talk about it. They didn't